Good evening and welcome to the Foxborough Conservation Commission meeting, Monday, September 20. Call the meeting to order. And do we have any public comments? Hearing none, do we have some minutes we want to take care of?
Sure.
Don't sound so enthusiastic there.
The June 14th, 2021 minutes. This is the regular meeting. First thing is that the copy that I got didn't have the attached sign-in sheet.
You don't get that.
No, you don't get.
I'm just mentioning that. You mentioned it here, but I didn't see it.
That's in the book where all the minutes are. The sign-in sheet is in the book with the minutes. That's what that means. In the agent's report.
Second paragraph on the first page concerning the scout activity to rebuild the bridge on the conservation trails off Chestnut Street. If I recall, someone was going to review it, go out later and review the work that was going to be done, and it's not mentioned here who was going to do it. I don't know if it was Jane and Rich or just one of these, but I remember somebody was going to go out there and definitely meet with them.
You can put me down if you want, and I'll go do it.
What's that?
You could put me down for it, and I'll go do it.
Okay.
This is that bridge that they built with the step up.
I went down there several times, and I don't think I spoke to them, though.
Well, the thing is that the area that there was the
Right.
separation.
They were on top of each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kay Anberg was gonna have was working with the Rotary to continue that work past
Right.
what he did.
Second page, under 10 Barrels Lane, I just had a question. Ms. Pierce reminded Mr. Buckley that gravel piles of parcel B at River Ridge should look more natural than the way they do now. And Mr. Buckley will go out and take a look and see what would be done. I thought there was something about a follow-up. Someone was going to follow up on that, or he would get back to us.
I went out and checked it,
Okay.
and he pointed out, I think I met with somebody, did I meet with him? I met with someone, I don't remember who. And they pointed out that the stockpiling was in the area that, it was not in the conservation area. I'm still not thrilled with it, but it's, you know, it's in the town's right-of-way area, I guess, and so it was okay. Just said, don't go any further.
So I don't know if anything was done about that. Under 29 Sullivan Way, I just had a question mark. The second paragraph, under the motion, no work is allowed beyond the 25-foot NDZ, and the loom shall not drop off sharply to the rear of the property. And the question here was, I thought someone was going to go out there, and at the time this motion was made, someone was going to go out there and check that.
Where was this?
29 Sullivan Way, request for determination.
They were gonna check what?
About the work not going to the 25-foot area.
I went out and visited, I went out and met with them,
After the meeting?
maybe.
Okay.
I made it clear to them that they weren't to go beyond the 25 feet.
Right. Okay.
So that should be good. And also, does it say NDZ or NAZ? Because it's NAZ.
NDZ.
Should be NAZ.
It says NAZ.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one to NDZ, and this one.
You have the wrong version?
I don't know. This is the version that I got sent to me.
This was the one that you sent out.
NAZ. And can I point out that we're not supposed, the minutes are what happened at the meeting. All this stuff that happened afterwards doesn't have to go into the minutes.
I understand that, but if someone was responsible to go out and follow up on it, it was mentioned during the meeting. I'm just pointing it out, that's all. Third page, third paragraph, third sentence area. it says the septic system will be in a 180 feet line. I think it's supposed to be foot line,
That's foot line.
to remove it from the
That's foot?
wetlands.
It says 180-foot line.
Not
Dave,
mine.
your computer isn't updated, so you don't have the last version of the minutes.
Okay. I don't got the one that was given to me.
Says the
Stapled.
septic system would be in an
Stapled, so that mean-
180-foot line.
Okay.
Maybe that's why it was so long. You said it was a lot of pages, and I think we whittled it down a bit.
This is my staple copy that was given to
Okay.
me, so. And so the same thing happened on the fourth paragraph, third sentence. Was out for 8 weeks, comma, they may be why the fencing wasn't moved.
Was out for 8 weeks, comma, which may be why the fence wasn't moved.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you don't have the most current version.
Mass coastal right-of-way. The only question, did a site meeting date was agreed upon at that meeting? I thought it was agreed upon, because it doesn't mention it. And I think we asked Diana to post it if there was going to be over 4 people more.
I think that happened the one before that. Remember they had 2 Mass Coastal things, they were kind of the same.
Yep.
Went on a
Yeah.
site visit and you'd kind of discussed both of them.
Yeah, you ended up pretty much transcribing a lot of that one, right? This is the hideous transcribed one? Yeah, that's why it's long.
Because we agreed upon a meeting date.
Yeah,
It
okay,
should be
so,
in here.
well, was it posted the meeting before that? That's what Diana is suggesting.
Might have went to a previous meeting, because I know they had a couple of meetings in a row, so whatever the other one was, this Mass Coastal, the other one was the
MBTA.
And I know that was posted, so
Yeah.
probably both of them were posted at the same time from the previous meeting.
But again, I don't put that in the minutes, that's listed on my agenda to post a meeting. I mean, we don't list every single thing that we say at the meeting, it's more what's to do with the subject.
I only pointing it out, so.
Okay, all right.
Because if it's agreed upon. Under the Durham Park, 4th page, Durham Park, first line, Greg Spicer is requesting the partial certificate of compliance, and I have here OOC for Durham Park.
It's a certificate, it's a partial certificate of compliance and the certificate of compliance.
Okay, my copy says OOC.
Again, you have you don't have the final one.
Okay. Good night, sight.
Okay. All right.
So that one, and the agenda wasn't attached to these minutes
Well,
minutes
that's
either.
what she does that.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm only doing my job.
okay, all right. Someone want to make a motion to approve the June 14th meetings as amended?
I'll make that motion to approve the June 14th meeting as amended.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Done. Okay, being 7:05 PM.
I got 2 more after this.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have the NOI?
You have all the folders.
Do I have it?
I've got the NOI, but I don't have the legal note.
The file, okay, hold on. What'd you give it to me for? Do I have it? Oh, is this it? Nope. I've got the older ones, I don't have the newer ones, I don't think. Let me see.
Someone want to make a motion to waive the reading?
This could be it.
I'll make a motion to waive the reading on, what are we doing it on? Which one?
NOI 157609.
609, yeah, sorry.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do have it if you want to read it.
Mr. Triani?
Good evening. Craig Zagnowski, Rim Engineering. I have a slightly modified plan. Just this morning, I was talking to Jane, and she mentioned the beech tree on
Okay.
the property that she would like to see.
Close to the mic.
Okay. Use the mic, please.
Yeah. I was just saying, I have a slightly modified plan that shows an existing beech tree that back in 2018, it was requested that we save. So I added it to the plan. We're still saving it. If you I
It's
have
been
copies,
cut
if you-
down.
What's that?
It's been cut down.
I'm sorry, what?
It's been cut down. A lot of
Beech tree?
trees, a lot of trees have been cut down over there.
Right. Okay. There's still a beech tree there. That's not the same one that was there?
No, it was next to another tree.
Okay.
Just as the procedural question, we have a order of conditions, a previous order of conditions. What do you plan to do with that procedurally?
That has received a certificate of compliance because they never started to work on it.
Oh, they did get a
They
certificate?
did, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Good call, though.
Okay, so that's all gone then?
That's all
Closed out?
done.
Okay.
Right. So
There's a
there's
printed
a,
out history.
Okay,
Yep.
I did not notice that in the reading.
That's the new stuff.
Okay,
okay, so there's an existing house, number 28 Camp Road, with an existing leaching system in the front yard that has passed Title V back in May, when Mr. Triani bought the property. He's proposing a house addition, and we're keeping it the 20 feet from the septic system as required by the Board of Health, which pushes the addition towards the back of the property, so that we would be 50.5 feet from the BVW and approximately 60 feet from the actual lakefront. Closer than the existing house, but it's within an area that has been previously cleared and was maintained as lawn at one time, is now overgrown. But there are no trees to be cleared in the area of the proposed house or the proposed pool. There's a lawn area to the backyard. It's a walkout basement, which Mr. Triani would leave. Looking at the plan on the right-hand side of the foundation, you come out the basement and there's an existing patio area that would be removed, but the lawn area would stay in place, and a proposed pool in that area to be built with the first floor of the existing house extending to the proposed addition, so it would be at the same elevation. There'd be minor grading around the addition in order to keep the yard at the same level. And we are proposing a recharge area for the roof of the proposed addition, placed at the front of the house towards in the area towards the septic system.
now is that roof drain going to take the addition as well as the existing house?
It's designed to take the
Everything.
entire house.
Okay. I wasn't out there this week, but I've been out there before. I guess my biggest concern is the slope, because it's quite steep when you're trying to go down, and as far as the siltation, make sure that nothing goes.
Yeah, we were calling for a silt sock, but perhaps a silt fence would be more appropriate for that slope.
A what?
A silt fence,
You mean, okay.
Sock and the fence?
3 feet tall.
You mean the orange construction fencing?
No, the black nylon silt fence. People used to use it.
Right.
The silt sock is kind of taken over now, but even a 12-inch silt sock on that slope would probably be a little bit on the small side.
Hmm.
So a silt sock with a silt fence behind it might be more appropriate.
Yes, very definitely.
Sure.
Don Triani, 19 North Street. The silt sock that is there, I believe was when they were originally gonna do this. And you can see it's grown through. Everything is grown through it. So what I was looking at that, I was gonna put something maybe either behind it or in front of it, but leave that because it's in there. It's, you wanna talk about a silt sock adhering to the ground, it's grown in. So I think that's, and I had talked to Craig about doing that and then putting the old black silt fence behind it. Because the fence was still there, we put it back up.
And you didn't go beyond that limit of work line?
We did not.
I
It's
went
still-
out there today, and there are an awful lot of big trees that were recently cut down.
So the trees were originally, and I never pronounce her name, the original, I think that the original order of conditions, her first name was Karen Van Warn. She had started to take a few trees down, and I'm getting this information from the next person that I bought it from. He had taken a few. We went in there probably about a month ago and took down 3 or 4 and cleaned up the rest of them and the 2 that were leaning. So that's, it was,
The order.
in fact, to be honest with you, the appraiser that came out said, you ought to do something with this before something happens.
Now,
And we cleaned it up. We did
Okay.
not go beyond the existing silt sock.
The order of conditions says no vegetation or soils will be disturbed beyond the limit of work line. And that was pretty, I mean, there was a construction fence, orange construction fencing
That's the
down
limit of
low.
work?
Yeah.
The limit of work line was was where the silt sock was.
yeah,
Nothing that we did just less than a month ago was beyond that orange fence.
Yeah, but the orange fence wasn't part of it, I don't think. The orange fence, the limit of work line, I believe, was the silt sock.
Yes.
We show it on the plan, it's behind what I'm showing as the proposed limit of work, the existing. When we were out there a few weeks ago, there was a silt sock and the orange fence was standing, so I am showing that on the plan, roughly at the 25-foot buffer zone from the wetlands.
I went out there today and I really was surprised by what I saw.
I hit something wrong, Rich. I would screw it up.
No. I'll go this way now.
Okay, all right.
I have some pictures from site visits
Okay, Rich has got some
that
very
you're gonna have to
interesting
share.
ones.
I didn't want to kill all of the cartridges, color cartridges.
Yeah. Are these orange stakes, is that the quote, snow fence line that's right up against the no-touch zone?
Yeah.
Orange stakes.
Yeah,
Well, we placed stakes at the corners of the proposed addition.
oh,
We
okay.
didn't place
all
any
right.
stakes at the existing fence.
Yeah, okay. But, okay, I see.
I think that's the house.
Oh,
Those
this
are the
is-
house stakes.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Difference.
and here's the,
That's the original fence.
yeah, okay.
The silt sock is right in front of it. You can see
Okay.
it's-
And these,
Yeah, those are in front of the orange fence to the
okay.
house.
all right.
Right?
No, that's the 25
There's the silt
The
fence.
one that was pink.
Okay.
This is the line, and this is the beach they're supposed to.
So the silt fence is beyond the siltation control here. This is the no-touch
Yeah,
zone.
that would be the existing silt, yeah,
Yeah,
This one.
silt sock,
so he cleared right up to
yeah.
beyond the existing lawn. Because I would see the elevation of the existing lawn at 94, 96, and 98, and yet looks like some of these were,
That's the pool stake, I believe, yeah.
okay,
That's the pool.
all right.
There's-
So that's the pool stake.
Okay, there, I was looking at
And that's how much farther in front of the pool.
So they're
Yeah,
down
so
in
here,
here, yeah,
yeah,
Hard to
down
see.
here, right.
yeah,
I was reading that line, not that.
okay, thank you.
No, I was looking at, I just was reading the.
It's 90.
No, I understand. They haven't.
Jane, you were out there today?
Yes, I was, and I was rather disturbed at what I saw. I mean, Karen had made a request for determination, and she was going to put in a septic system, and so she cleared a whole big area out to the, up near the drive, the roadway. And we went back and forth a few times. I can give you a copy of this when I'm done. The commission said we like this, we don't want this, and so basically what they were doing is they were going to, no cutting of trees on the slope down to the reservoir, except at the top of the hill, which is out of the buffer zone. They were gonna, let's see, they were gonna knock the whole thing down because the pipes had burst and flooded the basement. The house was moved 10.5 feet to the west to be further away from the neighbor. The back of the house deck has been moved 10 feet farther away from the wetlands and the reservoir. Limited work erosion controls extend to the current backyard lawn's edges. And let's see, that was about that. So you came back and you said you moved the proposed new house foundation and the additional 10.5 feet, and the house foundation's also been moved 10 feet further away from the wetlands, walkout basement, and the previously approved septic system will have a lawn above it, roof wells and drainage. So basically the order of conditions state that no vegetation or soils will be disturbed beyond the limit of work line. So Commission kind of reviewed this. I spent a lot of time going back and forth with Karen. She was going to preserve a whole bunch of this stuff, and
Yeah.
now the whole area has been disturbed, and I don't know even where they came from, but there are wisteria, invasive wisteria vines growing everywhere. I was surprised. I didn't think I was going to see a big change, but there's a big change.
Yeah, now, okay, but,
And if it were a different
okay, but,
consultant, it would be,
Yes.
it'd be understandable, almost.
but her order of conditions have been closed down.
They've been closed down,
Okay.
but nonetheless, it was after a lot of review by the commission.
Okay, so this work was done without any authority whatsoever then?
Right.
That's what,
Right.
Yes.
So, I mean, my question is, so you worked on the one with Karen Vanderwater.
Right.
So the limit of work line for that one seems very different than what you have proposed now.
Well, it was a totally different project back then.
okay,
We didn't stake, whoever put that siltation control, snow fence, we had nothing to, after the approval of the plan from Karen Vanderwater, we never were hired to do anything else. So what happened after that, I have no idea.
Understand.
Never started any work.
But the limit of work is totally different because we're putting an addition on the back of this house, whereas for her project, we were taking down the house and moving everything closer to the driveway.
No, but see, my issue is that work was done there without any approval, any contact with conservation. So
I agree.
this is a violation as far as I can see. So I'm trying to wrap my head around how to deal with the violation before we issue an order of conditions. So that's
So, yeah, I mean, the work was done inside the 100-foot zone.
definitely,
you
yeah.
know, which is our jurisdiction, even though, for the order of conditions, to go forward. So that's why my question, if you worked, I mean, you worked with Karen on the first one, and there was a lot of negotiation to make that limit of work. And now there's a new one, which is a proposed limit of work. I mean, there's a limit of work on the drawing, it doesn't say proposed at this point. And there hasn't been, an order of conditions issued to handle that. So that's where the question is, work was being done within the 100-foot without coming before the commission.
I agree with that synopsis, but we had nothing to do with the project after we had the plan approved. I don't know who did the work, when it was done.
Well, those trees,
didn't you say you cut some of the trees?
who cut the trees down? The new ones that were just cut down?
Did you go?
You know, we cut down 4 trees, cleaned up what was already cut.
Okay.
If that's where you're that's.
Yeah, you still need
We-
permission. You're within the
still-
100
Correct.
feet.
We went in to clean it up.
But you need
and-
permission to go in and cut those trees.
Okay, so when I saw the silt fence and the yellow fence down, we said, stay away from that area. That's what that was about. It was just a matter of cleaning up to see what we had there. It
But you
was,
still
it
should
was,
have come to, at the very least, call Jane, you're working within 100
Mm-hmm.
feet, and you know the 100-foot buffer. You're within 100 feet of the wetlands, so you're
Okay.
aware of the limitations.
I do understand that, but we
Alright.
stayed out of the no work to clean up the
Well,
mess that was there. That's what the.
but
and
even
then
cleaning up a mess, if it's within the
Yep.
100 feet,
Mhm.
you should have notified us.
Okay. I
And
I
cutting
agree
trees,
with
is a little
that.
bit- cutting
Yep.
trees is a little bit more than cleaning up. So you're exaggerating a little.
Right, I mean, but we did clean it up, chip everything up, put it in a pile and cleaned it up. And that's exactly the way it's sitting right now. And we stopped. We didn't pull any stumps, we didn't do any grading, we didn't do anything.
When did
We
you do
just-
that? When did you do that? It looked like there was fresh tire tracks there.
That was probably, I'd say 45 days ago.
They were fresh, in the new
No,
mud.
Has not been anybody down there. We've been waiting for this, not, at least 45 days ago. Yep.
We had a lot of rain.
It is.
That looked like fresh, I'm a tracker. They look like fresh tracks.
No, I'm telling you, I can get the exact date that he was there for you. I can get that.
But even so,
It doesn't.
Uh, the number of days is basically immaterial. Still, work was done within the buffer zone without any authorization. So, Jane, what's the procedure that should be followed on that?
I don't know that, I think that they need to move their house back, and I think they need to restore the area before they can do work. This is getting to be a problem when people ask for forgiveness rather than permission. And I'm not quite sure what to do about it, but I'm frustrated by it. Like I said, I was very surprised by what I saw.
So the original proposal was to razz the house and
But-
build a newer one up
yes.
closer to the driveway.
Yes.
And then also fix the septic system.
Well,
It was
yeah,
beyond
that
I'm
was,
saying it doesn't need a septic.
I mean, the original,
Well,
Right, right.
right.
the order of conditions that were issued and are now closed out. They're
Right.
as a moot point at this. But
I mean, it just shows it.
this is a complete,
You mentioned a barn in your filing here.
Roughly here.
Proposed addition pool and barn, bringing the impervious area to
I'm just going-
4.15.
So that is.
Well, that's a separate project then.
Yeah, the barn is outside of the 100-foot buffer zone.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And this 10-inch beech tree.
So 88's here. There's the next one. So theirs is, it comes down to here, to 92.
Are they the
Didn't neighbors have concern about this back then?
yes,
I'm looking at the topography.
but they're, since they're not taking the house down,
Yeah.
that line can
88's
stay.
here. That's right there.
The neighbor has no,
Oh, okay. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
And then you go up to that line there, there's 90.
So originally,
So
the
that
house
goes
was going to be
under
built
90.
outside of the 100-foot buffer.
yeah,
It goes over,
Yeah.
this basically comes
Goes
down
up,
here, goes over.
take
here
it,
and goes
push it up.
to basically the top of the.
Now, we have extensive amount of the addition and all the work is going to be inside the buffer.
Yep, because this is
Yeah.
50 feet, so
It's supposed to be.
this is the 100-foot.
No, what's this?
This is, oh, that's just open space. I would assume that's gonna be a patio or something to get to the pool. But see, here's the 100-foot.
Yeah.
So everything that they're doing is within the 100-foot buffer, which they can do work, but with our approval only.
Is that a patio down there that's going to be next to the proposed pool that's on your plan?
What was the question?
Is
Is
that,
that
a-
existing patio or something flat and concrete?
Around the pool, it would be,
no,
No.
between the pool and the existing house, there's an open space area.
That's what.
yeah, there's an addition off the back of the existing house.
And that's what they
Then to
call
the right of that is an existing patio area, a walkout basement.
Okay, I
So
see.
My
that-
memory is it was flagstone, and
Okay,
that would be removed, and that's what I'm showing there is a proposed deck would be off the first floor.
It's that little square off the house.
okay. Recommendations?
I don't know. I was just saying that, you know, this is a large property, and the septic system was created, or the design for the septic system was created for the previous proposal, and now we're told that it wasn't even built. So, I don't understand that, for one. But for another thing, the house down the street that you will be getting a certificate of compliance, signing one off for tonight, I think it's number 14. You held them, it was a brand-new lot, too, and you held them to the top of the slope, and they're about 75 feet away from the water.
Yeah.
This here, you know, it wouldn't have been such a big deal going closer to the water if they hadn't done all that disturbance. That disturbance really irks me.
The disturbance disturbs you.
The disturbance disturbs me, yeah, because
It's
we
rightfully
can't
so.
protect the water quality if people are gonna keep cutting right down to the water. And Karen was, you know, she wanted to preserve it with my, you know, encouraging her, but I think she did anyway. I don't know who owned it in the interim, but when you purchased it, you purchased the violations, you know. And then to cut more trees, that's kind of like adding insult to injury, I think. So what do you do about that? I mean, really and truly, what do we do about that? Because we're having this happen more and more, and it's really uncomfortable for me, and I believe the commission, and it's not very comfortable for the property owner as well, and it's frustrating, and I don't know what the answer is, except perhaps getting a restoration plan for the area. She was only going to, the limit of work was the limit of the old lawn. Well, you can't really tell where that is now, but you can kind of. You've certainly gone beyond that. And I don't know, do you have any suggestions? This is troubling. It's not just you, it's everybody. We've got to treat the same way. It's been the wild, wild west since 2020.
I mean, I understand that fully, as you know. I mean, we've done many projects in town that's had order of conditions. This, when I went there, you know, it did look different than what was on a plan, but we, again, cleaned it up, and knowing that we were gonna come here full, I mean, obviously, right away, I hired Rim and Greg and said that we wanted to do this. I didn't want to tear the house down, because when I first looked at it, I thought I was gonna see something worse inside the house, but when I looked at it, there was no reason to tear that house down. He did a tremendous amount of work after the flood.
After the flood? I know that they had
Yes.
done a lot before the flood.
He did. But he did a tremendous amount more after. He was a
Wow.
plumber by trade, so he was able to fix everything that went on in that house when it froze. So when we went through, the first thought was to tear it down, but then when we looked at it, it was, no, this is crazy to tear this house down. He's done so much work in it, but we just needed to add a garage and a master bedroom. That's how this all came about. And then at that point, we cleaned it up to see how it would work, to pull the tapes, and that's what we came up with.
Cleaned it up is kind of a dirty word, because you don't want to clean, I know guys want
I
to
know,
clean
okay.
things up.
I understand that fully. I've done enough.
Now, you say
know.
you're going
I-
to add a garage and a master bedroom?
Yes, they're all encompassed in that area there.
Okay, so, but the addition is larger than the existing house. So that's,
But the majority of that is a garage. We're still staying the same amount of bedrooms. We're not adding, we're eliminating, there's in the existing house, there's kind of a weird little spot that's gonna be an office. It's not. It'll still be 3 bedrooms.
What's the square
What is the
footage?
driveway?
yeah.
What's the square footage now and when you propose, the new one?
Living area, I could give you that.
Also, I think a really important question is, it's a good-sized lot.
Yeah.
The swimming pool could be proposed to the side, the additions could be proposed to the side.
Okay.
The only thing that we looked at over there, the grades that are on, looking at the house, the right side, we'll be doing some serious grading to get a pool in on that side.
You could
I mean,
stick a
that's-
pool in the
I
front yard in the circle, for that matter. I mean,
Yeah,
really and
okay.
truly. There's an awful lot more areas to put in a pool.
Okay,
There is, but it's not, a pool in the front yard or that side yard is gonna create a lot more disturbance than, and the reason we went with the walkout, obviously, was to keep that grade exactly the same. I mean, it's
So
really
where
gonna
is the
stay.
septic now?
The septic is where it's shown on that plan,
okay, so how, where's,
right out the front, and the reason we kicked the addition back is because we have to maintain our 10, or our
Okay.
minimum clearance from that existing septic. The septic passed Title V in May, so that's why we slid it back a little bit to be able to get into the house. Because looking at the house on the right side, there's a sliding door right there that enters into the house. So we kept it at, which is an unusual dimension, I think 9 feet back, just to keep it forward.
Existing leaching gallery.
And then it'll be the garage, and then on the back side of the garage is the master bedroom.
They were keeping the tank, weren't they?
Because on the other side, where the pool is, that slopes, we didn't want to put the master there, it was really close to the lot line.
well, what's the building behind the existing house? You're showing new building there. You got the house, and then you got where the walkout is, but
Oh, there's an existing family room that's currently there. It's up on, we're taking that down because it was built on 8-inch sonotubes.
okay,
And you can see that it's separating. So that is gonna be encompassed in the new addition. We're gonna take that small room off. Oh, it's a 12 by 14 room. That's gonna be taken off, and the new one's gonna go right in its place with a foundation, not sonotubes.
All right.
Yeah. So, okay, so you see this solid line?
Yeah, that's the,
That's an existing room that's there. Actually, it goes over there, okay? That's an existing room. That's gonna come off.
okay.
And that's gonna be part of the new addition. This right here is a deck, only a deck, above the concrete patio that's down there now. But on this, on the top, on the first floor level,
There,
this pool will be right behind that.
huge.
So see this area right here?
Yeah.
That is currently there, but that's gonna come off because it's not constructed very well. And that'll,
And this is your garage.
this will be the garage, right here, something just like that. This is a little entryway, and then this is the master bedroom,
How are you getting to the garage?
right here.
Sidewalk
So you-
It's gonna come down, and this is gonna come up to here,
And he's gonna have to.
just like that.
He's got a large property.
But we,
He's got a large property.
this-
You could put the barn up near the
So you
road.
got-
it's a little bit, it's gonna be
A
more
lot of
like
stuff
that.
to get to in
This tank is, we're gonna have to create
It's a
it, make
really
sure that it's an H20,
this area.
and we'll be able to drive over that. But yes, that little piece is there right now. Just a deck up top.
Shows it on the detail,
Yeah.
This area
We could move that as close, I mean,
has just as much.
we could move that a little closer. I mean, I don't, we just put a, I don't, we're not proposing a big pool, don't need a big pool. That could, the final position of that could come closer. I mean, if it's a condition to get it as close to possible, that's fine, not a problem.
Put that in. That would not be easy.
Can I ask, where's the driveway
Yeah,
gonna
that's
go
important.
into the garage?
25 feet.
You show the existing driveway, but that doesn't connect anywhere
I
close.
actually drew,
Oh, you just-
I did, I drew it on there.
It's gonna come
And all you
off
have to do
of
is look at,
this and come in. And this, going over the septic tank.
Okay. I wasn't
But-
able to do that.
Okay, now, a good question. The septic tank, you said, had to be a certain classification.
Yeah,
What if it isn't?
then we pour concrete on top of it with rebar, and you can make it an H20.
Oh, how you gonna
It's the
pump
same-
it then?
Uh-huh.
How you gonna be able to pump it if you pour concrete?
Well, no, the covers are still, we put a piece of pipe in there, and there's a manhole that's still, you still have to maintain your,
Okay. Well, what I think, all right, in my opinion, I'd like to continue this and have you come back with some kind of restoration plan, and then we can talk about it more.
So, yeah, Bob, so I mean, I would like to do that and then, have a site walk to actually see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, okay, very definitely.
Is your limit of work line and siltation control line, do you have that fence up now?
No, not proposed. There is something there that was put there by other people, but it's shown on my plan as existing snow fence and.
Right, that's down lower.
Right, so
Can you?
we can stake that before your site walk.
Okay, can you do that fairly soon?
Sure. When would you be going out there?
Let's go.
How many can you go and when? I'm gonna be out of town for next 2.5 weeks, so.
Starting,
tomorrow.
Bright and early. This time tomorrow, I'm gonna be in western Pennsylvania, I hope, so. Your choice as to when you're available for a site walk. Well, we say 2 or 3 days, well, we've got to post it anyway, so, 3 days?
Well, if it's formal, you probably
Yeah.
post it, but
Yeah, okay.
And the rain is coming Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I would, next week would probably be the earliest we'd be able to get to it.
Maybe
You
Monday.
want to set a date and see who else can make it?
So Bob, are you going to be here for the meeting October 4th?
No. I
Jim
was
gets to do
hoping
that
Jim would
one.
be here tonight to let him run it.
But Jim isn't here tonight, so do
Yeah.
you want to
So we'll have to,
continue it? Well, I guess you could Mullins in if he watches the video.
I'll be back for the next meeting, but I will miss our first meeting. So, Jeff, you want to throw a date out for a site walk?
I mean, if it's, depending what time we could, I mean, it's getting dark earlier, so later on in the evening isn't gonna work very well anymore.
It's true. So sad.
I mean, it's, at this point, probably Tuesday won't work next week.
This week's out?
Yeah. I would say Monday, I could probably do, Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I can work out my work schedule to do that.
Anybody else make Monday?
Monday, I'm wide open.
Me too.
Me too.
Sounds like next Monday, a week from today?
I have a meeting, but that's fine. If you 3 guys can go, 4 guys can go, that's great.
Yeah. Okay. Could you have it staked out by next Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the other, I mean, what I would like to see is the limit of work plan from 2018, where that is compared to what you have proposed on the,
Okay.
you're working on both of them.
What time?
I mean, we could do 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
I can make any time.
After 8 would be easier for me.
I understand, so
Anytime after that's fine.
let's say 10.
Sure.
I probably won't be there. I've gone already, unless you want me to. Just get angry.
Yeah.
I have to go back
Diane,
to the lane property.
since there's 4 of them going, you want to post it, please? And do you want to wait until I come back from vacation, or do you want to schedule it for 2 weeks from tonight, our next meeting?
Well, I guess I would, for a restoration plan, do you have a design that how many trees you would require? Are you looking for plantings other than trees that were taken down, replacements?
We have a restoration guideline on the website, which I think's been updated. Were you able to do that? Good. Which kind of tells soup to nuts what they like to see with native plants and such. And also you've got that, I have no idea where the wisteria vines came from, but they're everywhere. So usually the invasives are part of the restoration. You have to get rid of those and monitor it for a couple of years as well. The area after it's done. Not that you don't build until it's been growing for 2 years, but if you could, put some sort of restoration together and then maybe move the house around a little bit so it doesn't go closer to the water. And you've got a large lot, so I'm sure you can monkey around with the areas, especially up towards the road where it's been altered so. That's out of our jurisdiction, so we can't bug you about that either.
We'll look at it.
Well, I guess we would attempt to the October 4th meeting, and if not, we would continue if we don't have the restoration plan, and if Mr. Triani's decided to change the addition, we may need to go to the next meeting.
Okay,
But for now, we would put it on October 4th.
all right. Someone want to make a motion to continue to October 4th.
I'll make the motion to continue October 4th for 157609.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the date of the site walk, though?
So Monday
Next Monday.
Next Monday, the 27th?
at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock, yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know if that was on the 4th, too. That's all.
No, no.
No. No.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do I try for some more minutes? Or you wanna wait for
Can we maybe, before we do that, just get the certificates of compliance signed?
Okay,
Yep.
The 173 Oak Street certificate, didn't you say that had been issued already? They simply did not do what they were supposed to do and record it.
173 Oak Street, they got a certificate of compliance in it. They did this in 1990, they got a certificate of compliance in 1991. Now they're selling their house and they can't find it was ever recorded. So, they need a new one. I didn't-
173, what's the name on that?
That's the Murray's Brook property. That
William
was-
and Rosemary Murray,
Oh,
but the lady who's selling it is Olcott, Donna Olcott.
That's
Okay.
that one that's right next to the Murray's Brook opening on
Oh,
Oak
okay.
Street, and the house behind it. I think that it was filed for the house behind it. when
Oh,
they-
okay.
When they subdivided
kind
it.
of up on the hill,
Yes.
yeah, all right.
Mhm.
They have a horse barn, horses up there?
Subdivided property has a horse barn
Okay,
that looks
All
like
right.
it's in the wetland.
yeah,
A horse stable.
yes, okay. Somebody want to make a motion to reissue certificate of compliance for 157201?
I'll make a motion to reissue the certificate of compliance for 157-201.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? And then Camp Road,
Camp Road, that's the lot that it's actually in the notes that I gave you. That was a new lot, and they wanted a swimming pool, and they wanted a big house. And they kept all of their work 75 feet from the water. And it was a similar higher area that went steeply down, and it looks fabulous. So I highly recommend that they get the certificate of compliance.
okay.
And the thing I like the best, I walked around the back, people weren't home. They have these fake palm trees in their swimming area that I loved. They looked so cool. They looked real, but they were fake, obviously.
What's the story behind that
I want
house?
some now.
What's that?
What's the story behind that house?
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, this is the one just down the street. So it's not
Okay.
like you haven't required other people to do this kind of thing.
Okay, you want to talk about beavers?
Are we gonna,
Did you want to issue a certificate of compliance?
Oh,
14
I'll
Camp.
make the motion.
yeah, okay, yes, okay.
Make
I
a motion
just-
to issue a certificate of compliance for 157-541.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I checked it out before I... Getting ahead of myself.
Could never tell that was you.
Hey, well, at least nobody can forge his signature, right?
That's not true.
I don't know.
I still haven't come
A
back.
coworker and I have the exact
Let's see,
same,
give me an hour, I'll figure that one out. That's
a
just
coworker and I
couple
have the exact same signature.
What does it look like? Does it just squiggle?
of- Not even.
No, not even. But seriously, I saw this thing, it's like, I never signed that. We literally signed it exactly the same. His name was Jeff. So shit.
Oh, jeez.
You can blame it on each other.
Was that?
You can blame it on each other.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly.
Did you want to talk about the beaver policy?
Yeah.
I know Diana would love to get another one of her minutes done.
Okay, let's
Do you
go to
have
the
the
minutes.
most up-to-date
June
version there,
28th.
David? Did you give him a copy of it? Did you? No? Yes?
Did I give it to him? I don't know. I printed that one today.
Pass her down.
I'm just going on the fact that you guys sent stuff over was the most recent.
See if it agrees with the one you have.
See,
I
this
sent
one
them a
came
long
from
time
the
ago, and then I
office.
noticed that I bought something that
Okay.
signified that I looked at it too here.
Yeah. Second page, June 28th, 2021 minutes. Under the 68 Neponset Heights Avenue, DEP 157607, notice of intent. Second page, second motion was made by Mr. Ems to endorse the order of conditions. It should be to endorse the order of conditions, I think.
Which one are you looking at there, Dave?
Motion was probably to close the hearing.
Close.
Oh, he did that up here.
Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah,
To endorse.
yeah, okay. To issue the order of conditions as amended. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's the only thing on that one.
Okay, motion to accept June 28th as amended.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of June 28th as amended.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Opposed? All righty. July 12th.
I don't know have I looked at that one yet? I don't know if that matters. Let's talk about the beaver management plan.
You got 10 minutes.
Me?
No, on June
I don't even want to take that much.
Okay, on June 28th, we also had executive session.
You can't talk about them outside of executive session.
Okay.
Good try. So,
Then to do that, we'll have to put on next agenda then.
the beaver management
Executive
plan.
session on next agenda for Jim Marsh to talk about West Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready, Eddie?
Sure, that's fine. Yep.
So I've observed this before in Holliston, and in Holliston, while I was the agent, it's my hometown, there was a fellow on the board, on the commission, who regularly reviewed these things or something. I'm not sure. He had some sort of knowledge of the beaver biology and all that sort of thing. And way back when they instituted this beaver management plan, because they were making their way up in the upper watershed, as they are here, and they were causing the Board of Selectmen all kinds of horrors. They were tearing their hair out. As a matter of fact, there was a beaver that was hit in the middle of Route 16 at one point, and I saw one of the Board of Selectmen who was particularly crazy about that stuff, and I accused him of doing it, of dragging it out by the tail and leaving it in the middle, because he was out of his mind. He didn't do it, of course, I don't think. But I have seen this happen before. Basically, and I know Framingham's done something like this too. They have basically no tolerance zones in areas that have a high water table perhaps, or just don't have the flood storage capacity or that kind of thing, and septic systems and all that. So this here is modified from the Holliston's most recent version, which I'm assuming was modified for a reason. Let me put it that way, for a reason. So if you looked at my information that, let's see, where'd it go? So there's a problem right now, but there's something called the Beaver Institute, and they've got all kinds of information about all these different pond levelers and such. Beavers are keystone species, and I've observed it in my own backyard. They've changed my habitat, a lot, and the creatures that they pull in are very different as well. And, you know, they actually help with storm prevention, stored flooding prevention, because what they do is they dam up an area, they make a pond, and then they have these little canals that go off to the side. So as the floodwaters come racing down from above, they kind of stop in this pond, and then they kind of spread out. So they're actually rather helpful creatures. And in Billerica, they had a beaver management program where they, let me see, they had a total of 55 beaver conflict sites that have been successfully managed by the program. 43 of these sites have been successfully managed non-lethally, and the remaining 12 no-tolerance zones are managed with beaver trapping and dam breaching. And this plan, they found that in the 43 managed sites, rather than having the DPW go out there and tear down the dam all the time and have the culverts clogged and this, that, and the other thing, it actually saved taxpayer dollars pretty substantially.
Now, are they using pond levelers?
They use pond levelers. There are many different kinds.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is the beavers, what triggers them to dam is the sound of running water. And what you do is you take a pond leveler, which I have in my own backyard, and it's a pipe about yay big, and it goes through the beaver dam at the level that you want the pond to stay at. And then it discharges beyond that. And then upstream, there's a cage that the inlet is in. So the beavers are hearing the rushing water, but not there. And so, you know, if they try to dam it up and such, it's not going to do anything because it's going to stay at that level. It's pretty ingenious, really. But since the area behind my house flooded, we have all kinds of wildlife now. You know, a lot of water birds, a lot of cavity nesting birds, pileated woodpeckers. I even have a video that looks like one of the Sasquatch videos of a bobcat that my daughter and I saw walking out on a log. It's incredible the amount of wildlife that it's pulled. You know, that's why we have the Rivers Protection Act, because that's where all the wildlife goes, is up the rivers. But these beaver ponds, they drastically changed the habitat. And we have a couple problem areas. I didn't hear what happened with the one at Bass Pro yet, but it looked like it was it's in an area that would be a very good candidate for a pond leveler. And then the one up at Wolf Meadow is causing poor Tom Ashton all kinds of problems. And it's flooding out the opposite side where there is a roadway, and he's sort of going to change the roadway, but they really do need some sort of a pond leveler. And he looked into it, and apparently the powers that be said they couldn't really do it on our property.
Oh.
And I said, well, maybe we could have some sort of a memorandum of agreement or something like that they wouldn't be liable or whatever. So that's yet to be determined, but it'd be nice if we could, you know, point to this and say, well, this area here is, it's a wildlife area. That's why it's conservation land. That's why it's state forest. It's managed for hunting and such. And he agreed with me. It's just, they can be a big aggravation. And if you say, hey, listen, this is the deal, you're going to keep the water at this level, it works.
Oh, okay. Do you think you can work together with Tom to get a memorandum of?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think I'd have to talk to Bill Keegan about it. I mean, they're willing to do it. I'm not sure. We would probably have to get financing on our part, but he's done a tremendous amount of things for the commission. He does all the stuff Dave used to do that I just am not capable of.
All right. Well, let's try to push for that, and then if it works, then we can use that as our point of reference, and encourage other people to follow suit.
Yes. Yes, yes. So this beaver management.
That's my opinion. Anybody else on the board? I don't want to speak for everyone, but
this beaver management plan basically paraphrases the DEP's policy. and basically says that we'll monitor, we'll keep track of how the success rates are and such, so I'll shut up now.
Yeah, no, I agree, I read through it.
Me too. I've seen a couple of these palm mowers in, you know, and how they work in different, there's one over at Stony Brook, if you guys wanted to see one.
Yes.
Yep.
In action, and I've seen one out in Sturbridge, and they do a good job, and they don't disturb everything that's going on around them. So.
Everyone's happy, win-win. Beaver's happy, has a pond where it wants it, it doesn't get greedy.
Yep.
People are happy because it doesn't get higher than they want. It's just that whole damn thing. I think, you know,
Literally or figuratively?
yeah, really. I think that it would be a good idea if some of the beavers could be moved to some of our problem dams. They're really unbelievable engineers.
Yep.
But that's illegal, so never mind.
Someone want to make a motion to that effect, just to give some teeth to the idea?
So we're making a motion to adopt this into?
To adopt this, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Make a motion to adopt 2021 draft of Beaver Management Plan for the Foxborough Conservation Commission.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Discussion.
Have we discussed, you discussed this with the Board of Health before we go moving ahead?
I've sent this to them.
Okay.
I have, and he had no comments, and I haven't had his absolute blessing, but I think he would appreciate the new health director. I think he'd appreciate having some sort of a policy that he could follow. He did ask for my opinion on the Bass Pro location. Hopefully, he encouraged them to put one in there. I don't know. Because when they, as you know, probably, when they trap them, they do kill them. And they're pretty cool critters. And there'll just be more coming up. They're just like fish in a fish hole. You catch one, and the next one comes up after a while, because they're rodents, and they reproduce pretty quickly.
Anything else, David?
No, I just want to make sure that.
Okay, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? All righty.
And I'll talk to Bill Keegan about if he would endorse a memorandum of understanding some way, somehow. Tom and I work really well together, and we try and make this like, look, we're working together, isn't this wonderful? And, you know, we kind of try and
Good.
announce it.
Before you make your call, have we done anything on 20 Ridge Road yet, or decided on anything?
Have you seen the clumps of hair I'm missing?
No.
We haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't gone there.
Jane's been down there once or twice. No response. So.
Have you seen it from the water by any chance, or has anybody?
No, I haven't seen it by the water.
Because if it was going to a road, it's probably done it in a big way, and he's probably causing more of a problem in Pickerel Cove, which he complained about, I guess, because of the weeds, but that's the perfect way to feed him. And I would hope that it must be stabilized by now. It looked to me like, looking at the old photos, it looked to me like that was probably an area that had been disturbed lawn. And I know that there's some sort of history. I know I've spoken to him in the past, and he said he was caught or given an enforcement order years ago. And it's my guess that he had a piece of equipment that he could play with back there, maybe leveled it out a bit, maybe put in a little more loam, but I suspect it's in an area that was already disturbed.
We've never really looked at it.
No.
You're guessing.
Well, I did run around and say, hello,
Yeah,
you're
I
home.
know, I was there.
Yeah, we are guessing.
Yeah.
If you would like to push me and we can get out there to look at it. It's just, I swear, every time I go out to do site visits and stuff, I just see more problems.
More of what you don't want to see. Huh?
Yeah, it's really discouraging.
Well, I just don't know if we drop it or we continue with it.
We can continue thinking about it. Definitely.
It's just absurd that someone would do that.
I mean, I'd like to go around in a kayak, but I really am afraid of what I would see, honestly. It's been like the Wild Wild West this last year and a half or so. You know, people are home, they want to do things in their yard.
Yeah, you could always get somebody from the Neponset Reservoir to take you out one there.
That's
I
true.
was gonna suggest Rich talk to people about doing that.
That would be, yeah, would you?
Yeah, well, we usually do, I guess we didn't do it this year. We usually do a pontoon ride. I'll talk to Rick and see, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't do it the
Yeah.
last 2 years, obviously.
Yeah.
You could do it outdoors with masks,
Hmm.
I would assume, but you never know.
Yeah, no, I mean, we usually, the Neponset Reservoir Committee usually does a pontoon ride where they,
I know, I've been
Look at the
on
weeds.
one.
Yeah.
Right.
They're great fun.
Yep.
all right, I'll look at that.
Yeah, I've been remiss,
If you
guys,
open
I'm
my
sorry.
mouth.
And then I started to pursue that Bragg Road violation from last year, and it was unpleasant. I spoke to the homeowner, and I don't really think that's going anywhere either.
Hmm. They did clean up part of it though, didn't they? Bragg Road.
You weren't really supposed to clean it. They claim they didn't put any stuff into the water. They were supposed to hand dig it out. And now the parcel that looks like it's Foxborough's parcel may be being used by the butter. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Just shoot me now.
Did the homeowner ever get back to you after we visited him?
He did, and he talked to me for quite a while and really did not budge and swore up and down that he had done the right thing, and why are you picking on me, basically. And I get kind of tired of that.
I don't blame you.
Yep.
I'm a little jaded right now, guys.
Yep.
Anything else? Do I want to make a motion?
A motion to close the hearing?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Thank you, one and all.